Hi guys, just want to do a quick video on mods and which mods you should be prioritising first. Now the game's only been out about 3 weeks, and so the average player isn't going to have the gold or Kuiper to sort of build up any and all mods, especially not sort of best in slot mods if you're building multiple Descendants. And so I think it's better to get your core mods up that can be used across multiple Descendants or multiple guns, and so I'm going to run through those today. So you can see I've tried to pick pretty much all blue mods because they are the cheapest. They cost around 1 million gold and 100,000 Kuiper to upgrade. So firstly, I'd say you want to get your sub module up. Now I'm showing you dual claw here, but it really doesn't matter which sub module you use. So building this up to the max is going to increase your module capacity. So if you want the cheapest, you want to pick one of the blue ones. I've got something like mid-air maneuvering built up because overall it's just a slightly better mod in my opinion, but of course it is going to cost you more being a yellow mod. So I'd say at first feel free to go for a blue one, but sort of make that decision for yourself. So the first two most important mods I would say is increased HP and increased defense. Realistically, I think you should have these on all your Descendant builds, and they are more than usable on all Descendants. So you can get away without them for normal mode, but as soon as you get into hard mode or content, you're going to want to have HP and defense. Without them, you're going to notice you're going down a lot more, and if you're going down a lot more, you're going to be doing less DPS overall. So linked to the survivability from increased defense and HP are the antibody mods. So you'll want one copy maxed for all of the antibody mods except for polygenic, because it's just not as useful to have a general resistance mod. You want the sort of specific resistance to whatever it is that you're fighting. You don't need these for a lot of the content, but as soon as you get into intercept battles, you definitely want these. They're going to make a massive difference in survivability, and of course what you'll do is you'll just pick the correct antibody depending on what boss you're fighting. So the next two are nimble fingers and skill extension. These do similar things but in different ways. The one brings down your skill cooldown and the one brings up your duration, so you can get to the point for some characters where you can have their abilities up almost all the time by using both of these, and having your abilities up more often means more DPS. Next mod is Technician. So the reason why you want to build up Technician rather than some of the other mods is this can be used on all Descendants. So something like Fire Specialist, you know, you're only really going to get use out of Blair for example, but with Technician you can put this on anyone and get the value out of it. Next is Skill Expansion. Increasing your range on your abilities is just going to mean that you're able to hit more enemies at a time, and so be able to farm better and be able to do more DPS overall. And the next mod is Strong Mentality. Even maxed out, it only takes up 10 mod slots, and having skill cost reduction just means you can use your abilities more often. So one last mod that would be worth looking at is MP Collector. It is an ultimate rarity mod, and so it's a little bit more difficult to get and costs a bit more to upgrade, but this can be used on so many characters and have a lot of value. It's one of the main mods that's going to allow you to not run out of MP and be able to use your abilities more often. So it's going to allow you to do more DPS all in all, and it's going to make farming a little bit easier. Something to look at once you've done sort of the other mods that I've mentioned before. So moving on to weapon mods, I'm going to show you the mods for the general rounds, but these mods will be the same ones that you want for all types of rounds. So first mod is Rifling Reinforcement. Increasing your firearm attack is just going to give you more DPS, so you can't go wrong with that. Second is Fire Rate Up. Similar to Rifling Reinforcement, more fire rate means more DPS. So the next two I'm going to link together. You've got better concentration and better insight, crit damage and crit rate. You can't really go wrong with either. Some weapons use crit better than others, but at least earlier on, sort of early mid game, you can't really go wrong with crit for the most part, and so having these built up, you're going to be able to use it across multiple weapons. And then the last blue mod I'd recommend that you get built up is Weak Point Sight. I tend to prefer crit overall, but some weapons do just use weak point better than crit, and so I'd advise having one copy of that built up. I have also included a purple mod, Action and Reaction. Similar to Rifling Reinforcement, more attack is just going to give you more DPS overall. I've tried to avoid showing any mods that are above blue rarity, but this is one of the first purple mods I'd get up for your weapons. So yeah, I hope that helps. Of course, once you've done these mods, you can start looking at best in slot, because by then you'll probably have a little bit more gold and Kuiper to use. But by doing these blue mods first, you can have quite a nice base of mods to use across multiple weapons and multiple Descendants, and you're not going to have to go out of your way to farm millions and millions of Kuiper and millions of gold. So yeah, thanks.